Hey everyone, welcome to Stock Talk Thursday, where we look at what is hot in the market and what is not in the market. So to give us a good context of what is hot and not, let's take a look at the overall market so we have an idea of kind of what we're looking at. So here we go. We're looking at the S&P 500 again. This is going to be, basically the 500 biggest companies all put together. So we just have a nice overview of what is going on. You can see this downtrending line right here, and that downtrend actually started back a little bit farther. You can see the high back there. We've dropped just, a little more than 20% since the high back there. So we are in, what's considered bear market territory. We did move up a little bit and then came back down, moved up again a little bit. We hit this short-term resistance line. You can see that right there. Let me zoom in on that again. You can see that short-term resistance used to be some short-term support back there. Couldn't really break through that, so started to fall again. This is the close on Wednesday, as this is being recorded here. So this is the close on Wednesday. You can see that is kind of sitting there on this short-term support. So it'll be interesting tomorrow when you guys are watching this. What did the market do? Did it bounce up off of this short-term support and try to make another push, or is it going to fail and head down towards these lows, those recent lows at around 3650 or so? And what happens then? Do we bounce up and try and make another little rally happen, or do we fail again and put in lower lows? Seems to reason that we might be making some lower lows pretty soon here. I'm not predicting the future here, but as we are in a bear market, we make lower lows, lower highs. That sounds like it'd be the next thing here. We have a couple lower highs. You see these two highs right here, lower than the previous high. And so the next thing in that formula would be a lower low. So we'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting tomorrow what is happening when you guys are watching this. All right, let's take a look at what was hot and not last week. So last week, if you remember, our hot stock was actually Moderna, mRNA. We're going to throw that guy in there, Moderna. And why was it hot? Well, because over a matter of just 2-3 weeks, it had gone from about $120 to about $170 a share. Huge increase in a very short amount of time, even though it doesn't look very big on the chart because it's pretty spread out right now. That's a big, you can see the price right here on the right, about 120 to 170 or so. Now, Moderna has pulled back just a little bit, kind of just gone sideways actually. If Moderna is going to continue to move up, it could be approaching a good buy point. Not saying that it is right now, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be looking like when you guys are watching this. I don't like these wicks on the top end right here, but if it can come back and put in a decent bounce off the 10 EMA or the 20 EMA, it could potentially have a bit of more upward movements. A lot of times these guys like to go run into the 200 simple. So you might see this thing go up even close to $200 a share. So definitely some opportunity in Moderna if all the right things come together. What was our not hot stock last week? If you remember, that was Coinbase, COIN. There we go. Why? Because it has to do with cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency has just been getting killed. If you've seen anything on the Bitcoin price, I mean, it is not good for those that went all in on the Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency for that matter. You can see just 6 months ago, Coinbase was trading up at like $230 a share, and now it's down to 50 something. And actually, let me pull this guy back. You can see back here, November was up over $350 a share. Now it's worth 1/7 of that. So not good for Coinbase. Is it still not hot? I would say so. Look at this. Look what happened in the last week here. Went up to the 20. Actually, it peaked above the 20 EMA, but then came right back down. And now it's moving down again. We're really close here at this support level. Got a support level right at about the $44 level. If we come back down there and break that level, that's going to be a pretty big deal, because right now it's this level that's kind of holding the fall, and could be some opportunities though if crypto prices start moving up again and this thing starts to climb and push up off of this support level. There could be opportunity there as well, but it is too early to tell. We would need it to confirm that to us. But that was last week. Let's take a look and see what is hot and not in the market this week. All right. And to do that, I did a couple things here. I went to the market and I skipped the sector chart this time. I went straight to the the heat map, and I made it bigger. Make sure you reset your filters. And I just wanted to see, well, over the last month, what has been really hot. So I'm just going to drag this percentage change filter, and we'll look at everything that's about 20% or more. All right. So there you go. We have two of them that stood out. Moderna, which we just looked at. So when we were talking about, is it a hot stock or not? It absolutely was. And Boeing. And you can see the percentages in there, right? Moderna 46.2% in the last month, and Boeing 24.24% in the last month. So last thing I'll say on Moderna, not only was it the hot stock, but over the last month, it was the hottest stock. There was no other stock in the S&P 500 that was hotter in the last month than Moderna. So yes, it is hot. Okay, but we're looking at Boeing now because we want to see what's happening this week, right? We already looked at Moderna. That's last week's news. We want to see what's going on now with Boeing. Boeing's not one that comes to mind as honestly being a super hot stock. They just had so much negative news to be pushing through. So how are they so hot right now? Well, I wouldn't say that they are so hot right now, but I would say that some of their numbers are looking promising. So let's take a look at what we got going on right here. We put in a low a couple weeks ago. That was about a month ago. This was about a month ago here. We put in a low right around, it got all the way down to about $113 a share. And it has moved up nicely. So you got the low, you've got a high, and that high is actually higher than the previous high. So now you have a higher high, came back down a couple times here. You see those wicks right there, put in another low. So now it's a higher low, and it's starting to move up. And Tuesday, it punched through this 50 EMA, and I'll talk about that in a second because that's going to be pretty important. Punched through that 50 EMA and got up higher, put in a higher high than previous. So now you have a low, a higher high, higher low, higher high again. And then on Wednesday, it just sat on the 50 EMA. So it was trading above the 50 all day. Again, we're going to talk about that more in a second here. So Boeing showing signs of life here is actually up 27% in the last month. And so this could be potentially good, right? Boeing, they had all the issues with the MAX planes several years ago. Those have been resolved now. MAX planes are flying all over the place. In fact, my parents flew on one yesterday. It was great. Also got the 777X. That's going to be coming out soon. That's their new Boeing 777. That's going to have even longer range, better speed, more comfort, all these new features. So lots of good things happening there. Lots of good products coming out. So let's revisit this 50. Why is that so important that it was able to punch through with conviction and then trade above the 50 all day on Wednesday? Well, look at what's been happening. The 50 was resistance even right there on this day where it went above and then it got pushed down. 50 was resistance there and there and there. The last time that it traded above the 50 was back here in February. It's been 5 months. So for it to be able to punch through, not by a little bit, but that's a pretty significant punch through, and then sit on the 50 is a good sign. So potentially the aggressive investor could be looking at Boeing at this time. Couple things you're going to have to watch out though for is you got earnings coming up in a couple weeks. So who knows what's going to happen there. While there's a lot of good things that we're seeing with Boeing, don't miss the big picture here where, you know, you could put a downtrend line. Actually, we'll do that real quick here. Put a downtrend line and it's still kind of close there, right? So I'm not going to say that this is really the best buy point. I'd love for it to break that downtrend line. But let's zoom out a little bit more again. Actually, we're going to just go to a 3-year weekly, and we're going to see where is this. Boeing started coming down. You can see it there, and then came down quite a bit. But something caught it, and it looks like it's this level right here. So we had the crazy COVID lows. Then it went up a little bit, and then it had a little more realistic low there. And that's kind of where it held. And if it can start to push up from there, there can be some opportunity. But I would personally like to see it break that downtrending line right there. But so far, things are looking pretty decent on Boeing. So we'll have to see what happens there. All right, next one we want to look at. What is not hot? Let me get back to my 6-month daily. There you go. What is not hot right now? And we're going to kind of figure this out in the same way as we did with Boeing. So we're going to look at hot stock. I got to reset my filters. Again, this is the heat map. And I want to do the filters going the other direction. So I'm just going to slide this guy over. Let's look and see. Okay, there's still too many there. Let's look and see about 10% or worse. There's still a bunch. Let's go 20% or worse. All right, 25% or worse. Okay, we got several in here. So now you can start looking at them, right? Most of them are going to be energy, right? Because energy has just been getting killed in the last month. We got so oil and gas. There you go. These are all oil and gas except for FCX, which is mining. That's an interesting one. I didn't see that one earlier. We might just have to let's just take a glance at that. I'm kind of going off book here. So let's see what happens. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. This is a quick bonus one. This isn't the one that I had picked. We're going to get to that one in a second, but I missed this one somehow. You can see, look at that. Just a couple months ago, high of 52. Now we're down to 26. Lost half the value. EMA is completely inverted. FCX had been uptrending nicely, and then, wow, that's a pretty big move down. So there you go. FCX, that's a bonus not hot stock for you right there. Let's go back to what we were looking at, though. Uh-oh. There it is. Okay. So here we are again. And what I had picked out was Schlumberger. That's the energy stock that we had picked out for our not hot stock of the week. Again, energy just been getting killed, for episode after episode. They were the hot stock, right? Energy was, and now it's their turn to be the not hot stock. So you can see this massive drop off, almost $50 a share that it hit, and now it's down to 32. Even today's candle, look at that big wick on the top side. Made it all the way to the 5 and then just got slammed down. I've said it before. If you're getting slammed down by the 5 EMA, that is not hot. So 36% drop from there to the low right there. And that all happened in the span of about, what was that, a month? June 7th, July 5th. Yeah, right about a month. So you can see how it didn't just downtrend. I mean, that's not downtrend. That's falling off of a cliff right there. So definitely not hot. You might be wondering, well, what's this uptrending support line here? Let's zoom out. You can see this line that I drew right here. And I'm curious now to see, is that going to catch this fall right here on Schlumberger? Will it catch the fall? And then is there opportunity for it to move up? If it can catch the fall and if it bounces, then there could be an opportunity to buy. I wouldn't buy right now, right? We don't want to catch a falling knife. We don't buy when it's going down. We don't buy at support. We buy after it bounces off support. So first we need to see this thing come down, bounce up off support. And then you've also got earnings coming up in just a few days. So might as well really make this thing prove it to you. and get earnings behind you. Me personally, I like to go even more conservative and not only see a bounce off of this support, but I want to see it uptrending again. So maybe move up, come back down, put in a higher low, and then bounce at a minimum. So there you go. That's what I would want to see from Schlumberger before I'd be interested in it at all. That is our not hot stock. One thing I want to let you know about next week on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, we have a topical webinar, and it is titled How to Trade with a 9-to-5 Job. So this is going to be a great one. You're not going to want to miss this because there's a lot of people out there who might be interested in trading, but how do you do it when you're at work the whole time? So we're going to talk about several different things, different strategies that could be looked at, different ways to approach the market when you do have that 9-to-5 job. I'm going to be on there. I believe it's Jeffrey Nance. He's going to be on there with us as well. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. That's going to wrap it up for this Stock Talk.